Okay, so we have a very, very special guest with us today, and it's none other than Reggae Girls defender, midfielder. She's more like a utility player in Sashana Campbell. Hi, Sashana, how are you? Hope you're doing well.
Hi, someone. Thanks for having me. I am doing great.
All right, all the best to you for the new year. Hope you and the family are well.
Thank you, and same to you.
Great. So just want to catch up with you as it relates to, what's been happening with you career-wise and everything. Before we get into, your journey as a professional, a lot of fans would have seen recently you were in Israel with Maccabi. That experience, how is that like for you? And if you're still currently with that club over in Israel?
Well, playing in Israel was great. No, I'm not in Israel anymore after the kind of war or feud that was going on, and I left last May. That was in 2020.
Mhm.
I was like, I don't think I can manage this. So yeah, I don't think I am going back. But I played for Maccabi Hadera for like two, no, 3 seasons, and then I went to Hopewell Petativa, and then now I'm without a club, looking to go play somewhere else, but definitely not Israel.
All right. Well, still another chapter of the journey to come. For
Yeah.
those individuals that, in terms of getting to know you a little bit more, where did it all start from you from a footballing sense? Was it primary school, high school? Where did that journey start for you?
My football journey is started in this small community called Devon. I went to the Devon All Age School. First off, track and cricket was my favorite sports. It was not football at all,
Wow.
and it started in the primary school, the journey, where I saw some boys juggling, and I was in my uniform, but I was kind of like a tomboy. So I wanted to try, and I got to 5. So I was like, okay, this seems fun. So every evening I would go look for them and want to juggle. And then whenever I get home now, I ask for a soccer ball or football, as we call it, and I started juggling on my own and stuff. And then I joined the boys in grade 6 to play the primary football league, and I was the only girl. And then I kind of started get a feel of it, and then I started like loving it. So I started there, and then I went on to play with the parish, Manchester Parish, for the U15. I was the only girl again on the U15 side. There was another girl on the U13 side as well, and I went on to play for Christina Strikers, being the only girl as well amongst
Wow.
boys. It was a under 18 competition. No, girls can play until they're 18. Boys was like until they were 15. It was sponsored by Western Union at that time, and so I would get my gears ready to go play with some boys, even when I don't know where we're going, but I am always ready and stuff like that. Until my first time playing with girls was when I went to high school at Spalding's High School, and now Alphonsus Davis High School.
And that journey from Christiana to Los Perfectos, what was that experience like for you and being in that sort of environment at Los Perfectos? Uh, a staple team in Jamaica, won a couple of
Mhm.
trophies here and there. So your experience being in that sort of environment.
It was great playing for Los Perfectos. At first, we were playing in for Reno, all the players that was playing for Reno, and then we just transferred over to Los Perfectos under the Tony James and all of them management. But it was great. The experience was great having girls from all over, wanting to join the little country team, and the big teams would call us the new kids on the block because we were just running. We were so fit. We were just young and fit and running, but it was a great experience, and the environment was good. We have people like looking out for us and stuff like that. People would say like we were a rich club. Well, we weren't really, but we just had like the support for the girls team.
Okay. And then, of course, the opportunity came for you to go overseas where university was concerned, University of West Florida, I think Darton College before that. How
Yes.
did the experience, playing overseas versus Jamaica, was it more physical, a bit quicker? What was the experience like?
All right. So I after finishing sixth form at Christiana High School, I went to Darton College in Albany, Georgia, and it was kind of like a scary feeling because like only country girl, first time, leaving to go play like overseas and stuff like that. So I was on my own basically, but playing wise, I would say it was fun. I mean, you meet players from all over the world, like Australia and Cayman and so forth. But it was fun and like playing, I felt like I was more a runner. Like all they wanted me to do was run at the time. And when I was here, I felt I was more skillful. So when I went to play college and would come back in the summer, I felt like all I could do was run after that. I was like, kick the ball and run. I was like, this is not going to work. Because, our field here is totally different from field overseas. So that kick and run down thing, the ball is all over the place when you're doing it here. But the experience was great, I got to like explore different cultures and sceneries and stuff like that, um, playing style, like I said, and your mindset. My mindset had to change, to manage college and playing at the same time, being away from home and missing all the festivities here and stuff like that. But overall, I think that's what, helped me to transition into being a professional athlete.
Well, the sacrifices of being a professional footballer, eh?
Yes.
Quite a journey it has been. When you were
Yeah, and then from Darton, I went on to University of West Florida, as you mentioned, and my first year we went to the championship. We are NCAA championship champions, and then my second year, we lost one game, and that was I think it was a semifinal after championship. But overall, it was a good experience.
That's wonderful. And in terms of that experience you had both in college and university, were you a defender, a midfielder, or you're like everywhere on the pitch?
No, at Darn College, I was more of a winger and a striker. Like I would run, score the ball, or sometimes I would just be a striker. Then when I went on to West Florida, I think it was just one time coach tried me at the defensive position. I think it was right back, and then he was like, "Nah, I'm wasting you around there. I need you to run," as usual. So I was in college. I was just mainly a striker and a winger.
Okay. Wow, quite a journey. And then, of course, you played for Jamaica at youth level, at under 20 level, but your senior team debut came at 2014. What was
Yeah.
that experience like to make your debut for your country of your birth? A privilege that not many get the opportunity or even privilege to do up to today with the talent that is on the island.
I am. I would call myself lucky for real, because not a lot of I would say girls from the countryside, you call it, like um got the opportunity and is getting the opportunity that I got back then when I was playing for the U17 and then U20s. I can remember probably two or so people from, the countryside area. So I felt like I was like lucky at one point, but then I think like I am talented, so I have all reason to be here. But it was great, starting from there and then onto the U20s, and then I saw the big girls coming in. I was like, wow, this is going to be a challenge. A lot of girls from Kingston, and they knew their one another before. I was just like this little country girl in the corner, like what am I doing here? But overall, like the girls, they were like friendly and stuff, and they knew I was shy, so they like reached out to me, and then um the coaching, they spoke to me, and then they were like, just show your talent, you have all reason to be here, and you are just as talented as all the other girls. So from the U20s, like I started to get in my game and like talk to the big girls and stuff like that. And then they were going to Mexico one time, and then I pulled my hamstring and I cried because I did not get to meet the team. But from there, the experiences of not going, it helped me to like get better, get stronger. And so transitioning to the senior team, it was not that big of a challenge because I've met like some of the girls from the U20 level that went on to be the senior girls.
Despite that setback, you were part of the team that went to the 2014 CONCACAF Championship with the likes of Shakira Duncan and other
Yes.
experienced pros in that team under Maron Gordon. Even though we didn't qualify for that World Cup, did you feel, well, there's a couple of young girls here, we can actually build something for the future, you know?
Yeah, when we played, especially when we went up against Mexico and we scored our first goal, like that was like a great feeling like inside, and we know we had the ability to be there, you know. I think the lack of experience back then, that's what like kind of you know, probably not give us the edge over the big teams and stuff like that, but it was a great experience. And I think if we had like the talent, the not let's say the talent, because we did have the talent,
Right.
the resources, the experience, and all of that, that all those other teams were getting, I felt like we could have, you know, done better at the time, like game management especially. I think we were playing against, was it Costa
Costa Rica.
Rica?
Yeah.
Yeah, when we had like a few minutes into the game to tie the game, and then just not focusing properly, where we end up losing the game.
Yeah, because we certainly showed that we're a team capable of scoring goals in that Martinique game, I think 6-0. So it was
Yeah.
truly a team that could attack very well. And like as you said, there were certain elements to it that could have worked out well. But good things take time, and 4 years
That
later,
is true.
you were part
That
of it.
is true.
And we took on Cuba, and you scored two in that game, in that must-win game. Did it feel like
Yes.
a must-win game though? To be honest with you, after everything, we started against Canada and lost the game, and then bounced back. Did it feel like we have to win this?
In the we don't want to like underestimate teams, but we kind of knew that okay, we already have this 3 points, but how many goals it is going to, you know, we are going to get. So we kind of like put it like it was the first game that we really have to win. So we
Yeah.
went out there, we just know like, okay, we got to score goals, and not just like, okay, we have this in the bag, but we just got to show what we are here for.
Hmm. And tell me about that day. I think it was a Wednesday when we took on Panama in that third place playoff. The morning before, was it butterflies in the stomach? Was it calm, confidence? What was happening in the dressing room, the breakfast table? What was the girls and the expectations?
The game against Panama, well, the day, the time leading up to the game, it was a bit of everything: excitement, you know, anxious, nerves, and everything racking. We try to play it off like, you know, we are reggae girls, like we listen to music, we dance and everything, and then we get to the locker room. It was like, all right, it's business. Like they are here to take the 3 points as much as we are here to go to the World Cup. So throughout the locker room, we were playing our music just the same as every other game, and people, some players were like reading their books, trying to stay calm. Me, I was just listening to the music, trying to stay calm as best as I can, because we knew at that point like this game is one of the most important game at that time.
Yeah.
So it was a mixture of everything going on in the locker room. To tell you the truth.
And then when you saw it finished 2-2, we're going to penalties. The emotion at that time when Panama scored late, we changed a goalkeeper, put in Nicole in net. Did the coach, did Hugh and Busby and the rest of the team preach, we got this still? Or was it, a penalty kick can be a lottery, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Was it the same sort of emotion, or are there still some nerves as well?
Well, there were a lot of nerves, not just still some nerves. There were a lot of nerves, especially for myself. I was shaking on the field because penalties, like you said, it's like the lottery. Like you never know. Like there's big goal, just one keeper, but you have so many things going through your mind. You want to go left, you want to go right, down the middle, a lot of things, you know. But the coaches, they try to stay calm, but in the back of our minds, we know they were just as nervous as we were. But they tried to like, you know, show us like we got this, just get the ball in the back of the net. That's all we had to do. And we believe in Nicole and all the players that were up to kick. But some of the penalties, I was not looking. I was like, my heart is not ready for this. Yes. But it was like it was a good experience.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking back, of course, but would you want to take one? I know you're just looking back, but would you take one? One of the.
Yes. Yes. As much as I was nervous, if I was given the opportunity, oh, I would have grabbed it like it was a present.
Wow. And to see Dominic Bonflaza step up and put the ball in the net and everybody's running, what's going through your mind?
I don't know. I am trying to remember the feeling. I remember I tripped. I think someone jumped on me and we were all on the ground. It was like a bunch of things, like a set of girls over there, they were jumping, screaming, coaches jumping, screaming, getting wet. I was just trying to get up. It was cold at the same time. And then we were like, we were going to the World Cup. Like,
Yeah.
it is over. All the jitters and everything. Everything was out and we were super, super duper excited.
You didn't sleep that night, honestly.
I don't think anyone did really. Like we were too like, like all that adrenaline running, rushing and everything. We were like still pumping and so forth. We were tired, yes,
Yeah.
but all that energy was just still there. We couldn't like probably close our eyes for a few minutes, but then it was like, oh, we're going to the workup and we were back up again. Yeah.
And of course, the day after, you and Shanice come back on the island and see a bag of people at the airport, the ministry, the media, etc., where you're like, oh, I'm tired. I just want to go home.
Um, for myself, I knew we were gonna get that, so I was mentally prepared for it. Like, okay, we got done with one thing, we have another task coming where the cameras are going to be rolling and all the pictures and people want to talk to us and all of that. So for me, I can't say for Shanice, but for me, I was mentally prepared for all the interviews, all the pictures, and all the smiles with the tired face and everything, that smile that you have to put on whether you want to be there or not. But I was like mentally prepared because I know it was a great feeling for the country and all the ministers and all the presidents and all of that. So I was like looking forward for it. I was like, okay, this is the final part for now.
Yeah, for now. But do you think that, that wonderful experience that you guys had in Texas, that it can inspire many young girls on the island? Because we know a talented track and lady will be going to track and field or cricket. Do you think football
Yes,
could be an avenue for these young girls on the island?
for sure, especially now where football for females is changing a lot. Like, I think it was Saturday I was speaking to a few girls because we had a camp, and I was telling them like football can be an avenue for so many things. Like if you want to go to college, you want to play professional, you want to help your family or stuff like that. Because like I said, it is changing a lot, and there's so many like resources getting pumped into women's soccer right now. So it can be an avenue, and I try to tell them like determination, being disciplined for sure. It's not just talent. Like you have to be disciplined, you have to really want it, you have to come out of your comfort zone. It is not going to be easy, but it can be an avenue for you to like be rich if you want to get rich, go to college, or just play and travel the world.
And young girls can look at examples such as yourself, Trudy, Bonnie, Jody, and say that a girl from this island can be professional, can go to college, make a career, and be darlings for their clubs. And as you said, make a career, make money, etc. But football is an avenue. It's not a recreation like it might have been years ago, but it's an actual
Yeah,
career.
yeah, that's what I told him. I said like it's not like you're getting up and you're going down the road to play anymore. Like especially if you want to be a reggae girl, like it starts from being at home, like how you carry yourself. Because once you become a reggae girl, you are representing the country. You're walking down the street with the flag right across your chest. So it's how you carry yourself, like how you greet people. Like I know, like sometimes you might not in the mood to like talk or whatever, but you just got to be careful whatever comes out of your mouth. Like I told him, like being disciplined, like you want this to be your career. You're not just going, if you're going to a regular job, you're going to dress up for it, prepare for it because it is work. So you got to treat this just like your work if you want to get a career from it, or, college, get scholarship and all of that. That's what I told them.
Very, very nice. I hope they take your advice on board. I really, really hope they do because certainly, as you know already, the talent on this island is amazing, not only for men, but for women as well. And you see that through.
Yes. Saturday, like I said, Saturday we had this camp. I think it was 22 girls out there, young girls, and there was so many talents, like girls from all over, and they were so talented. Like shoes was squeezing, sun was hot, and some of them probably were hungry and stuff like that, but they were out there, playing and all of that. And then even after they were tired and all, they all wanted to take pictures with me because I am a reggae girl, And they were like, when I asked who want to be a reggae girl, all of them want to be a reggae girl. So like how you carry yourself, how you talk to them, you might be tired or something, but sometimes you just gotta like use that little 10 minutes to know, okay, I'm just gonna do this for 10 minutes. I just gotta show up, put on a smile, be nice, because I want to be a reggae girl.
Yeah, sounds good. And of course, the good news came. You made it into the 23-player squad for the World Cup. Yes, you didn't get to play the first game against Brazil, but when did you find out the news that you were going to play in the World Cup against Italy? Was it the day before the game, the day of the game, that you would start over Dom, yeah, at right back?
Well, I think it was during practice or the day before the game when we
Mhm.
have our talk and stuff like that. And coach was like, just be ready. And in the back of my mind, I was like going over the plays, like, be ready because you are here to play. You never know what could happen. Dami is a great player. I am a great player. I might not know the reason why I'm on the bench and she's playing,
Mhm.
but vice versa. I might be out there, she's on the bench. But I was just ready, and my number was called, and I was ready to play. It was a very, very exciting feeling, to walk out on that pitch and look in the stands and you see the national colors and all the people cheering you on. People from all over the world, like this small island reggae girls. I was so proud to be there.
And the game against Austria as well, scoring our first goal at the World Cup. So seeing Havana put the ball into the net. Sheer excitement, I must imagine, as well.
It was. I mean, like I said, small island. We show up against big Australia that has been playing all over the world, Sam Kerr and all the big names and stuff like that for us to score. It felt great. We didn't get the result we wanted, but I think us being there and the experience was so much great that for us to go there this time around, I think it's gonna be different.
And speaking about this time around, yes, the qualifiers are coming up. As you quint, it's February 17th. We have Bermuda, we have the
Mhm.
likes of Grenada, Cayman, Domrep. Looking forward to the qualifiers. I know we've spoken, you've been training, but you looking forward to another World Cup qualifying cycle?
I am for sure. I mean, we gotta take every game as the stepping stone, Like it's like building blocks. It's from here and upward. So we can't like take any team lightly because everyone wants to go to the World Cup. Every team we are gonna go up against wants to be in the World Cup. So it starts from before camp, your mental preparation, physical preparation, and all of that. So for me, I've just like for the past couple of weeks putting in the work because I might never know when my number is gonna call again, and I have to step up.
Yeah, and you'll be working with a coach that you know quite well. Vin has worked with a lot of young girls on the island, so I'm sure you'll be excited to work with him and the ideas that he has to help us qualify.
Yes, like I've been around Coach Vin since the U17. I think in my last year of U17, he was there before. He wasn't the coach at the time, but he was still around with the team, and then U20s and after that. So I've been around with him, and I'm looking forward to see what has changed over the years of him, like going to different country and coming back, and us going to the last World Cup, and what is going to change now, having to go through Coach Hugh and then Coach Busby and now Coach Vin. Is it going to be a drastic change or a lot of similarities? But I'm excited to see what is going to take place both on and off the field.
Yeah, and finally, Shashan, in terms of your club commitments, I know your agent is working hard to get you in that region. Do you know if it will be the end of the month? Perhaps we could hear something about you after these round of qualifiers or next month. But I'm sure you're looking forward to get back into club football soon.
Yes, right now I'm in the process of trying to get visas and stuff like that to travel. I'm at a crossroad where I might not take the call up to national and have to go travel, or I just take the call up and use it as a preparation to go play, professional. But that's where my head is at right now. Like, what is the best move for me? And I'm just like working on getting the visa and training. It's like a lot to process exactly like right now because World Cup qualifiers come in and you can't take anything for granted. Like we all want to be on the team, and I have to fight for a spot. Every player have to fight for a spot. So I'm like thinking, can I, you know, sub this one out, or do I have to take it, or this is my professional career? Do I jump to this? Because, I've been out of contract since May. So do I take this and hopefully get a next call up? But nothing is guaranteed. So I'm trying to focus and figure which one I need to, really set the mark on.
Yeah, well, whatever decision you make, Sashana, we wish you all the best, whether it's with the national team this month or club commitments overseas. We wish you all the best and hope that everything will fall into place. Thank you so much for your time. Really, really appreciate it. And all the best on the journey that you have that lies ahead with World Cup qualifying, club commitments, because you're 30, you still have another 5, 10 years left to play.
What?
However you want to play, however long you want to play.
Well, I still feel young, like the number is there, but I don't feel that number. So you might be right. I might have another 10 years, But like, thank you for having me. It was a great having this chat, sharing my experience and just, having this talk to like express all that I have, you know.
Okay, and just before we go, any message you'd like to send to any young girl who's considering that is really talented and athletic and why they should choose football or, showing that football is an avenue for them?
What I would say to any young girl, or I should say young player on a whole, that is thinking of using football as an avenue to whether to go to college or play professional is be determined, stay focused, and just be disciplined. If this is what you want, you just gotta put aside like this is my job. This is where I want to go. Watch a lot of clips, listen to motivational speaker, or you can't leave out the book work because if one thing fails, you have to rally back on the other. But just be focused, and if this is what you want, get a tutor or mentor to like help you with book work and a mentor to like steer in the right direction. But this can be really a good avenue, especially for a time like now where football is getting so much support.